Perfect. You can hear us good. I can hear you.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it says this meeting is being recorded.
Right on.
Okay.
It's being recorded.
I
Yeah.
approve.
We got all the tech overlords just listening in to us in our
I got
conversation.
Yeah.
I got my Jayson, my Dagner pipe.
Yeah. Let me show you a exclusive sneak peek here real quick.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look, I'm
please.
gonna be like Donald over here with those fucking headphones. I only got so far I can go. Okay, this hasn't come out yet, but there's Donald smoking a Dagner pipe.
Oh,
Hey.
nice. I like that. That's cool.
My latest sticker job. Yeah. So
the gold trucks with the gold graphics.
Oh, that looks sick.
That's pretty.
yeah,
Maybe
this
we
is
should make
my
some solid gold trucks actually made out of
Cool.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be good for the apocalypse.
Yeah. You might be able to like burn it down and then sell it for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Zen
Right
build.
on. So a little intro, episode 38, FTWG. We got Jayson Dagner on. He is one of our test pilots. He is a YouTuber. He's got Dagner pipes, so go check him out.
pipes.
And
Yep, there you go. You
highly
can see some of them in the background up there.
Endorse.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Looks good on you.
Oh yeah, well, welcome, Jayson. We've been super excited to do this for a long time, and we're stoked to have you on.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I'm honored to be on here with you guys. We have talked about it for a while, but we all have busy lives, and technology is never our friend.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. For the audience, it took us like an hour just to set this up. So
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's not. We're using Zoom and Reaper.
Zoom, Reaper. This thing it's Jimmy rigged, like we always
Yeah.
tell everybody.
we're-
Yeah,
we're-
everything
we-
is.
We're hackers on this podcast.
I mean, that's
so-
pretty much how you got to make anything work today. You got to manually override it yourself.
Yeah, it's like passwords and then thumbprints and just lose a password. You have a different email. It's probably like the bane of my existence dealing with all
Shit.
that stuff.
What's worse for me is I go through so many boards. I get grip tape thumb, and I can never get my password to read my thumb.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that's another problem I have with the technology.
I was just watching that show Dexter, like of the
Oh,
serial
yeah.
killer, and he like uses somebody else's thumbprint and like peels it over his thumb to like go and get into like a security door.
Yeah.
Stuff's wild. But anyway, Jayson, I want to hear a little bit about you and like how you got started and the YouTube channel, and even go further back just with skateboarding. Like, how did that come into your life? That's like my first big question.
Okay. Well, you can see this display behind me.
Yeah.
That's basically my childhood. So that blue board right there is a old plastic freeformer from 1976. That was my dad's skateboard that was buried in the back of his closet when I was like a kid. I found it at like 5 years old, and I would just stand on it and play on it in his bedroom when he wasn't home. And then I would put it back in the corner. And then a few years down the road, 1985, I was born in 1976 too. So in 1985, Back to the Future came out, and I instantly fell in love with the skateboard. I was just like, holy shit, I want to do that. I want to grab cars. I just want to cruise. And we had a department store called Rose's at the time. And for my birthday, I got the Volterra Marty McFly explosion board, which is right there. That's not the original board I had. They've done a 35 year, and they're now about to do a 40-year anniversary release from Madrid. So that's the 35-year anniversary that I skated. And I definitely did more tricks than Marty did on that board.
That's a plastic injected mold, right? That one.
No, it's a warped maple board. You know, yeah, just like they produced back in the day.
First
the
one.
first-
Yeah,
okay.
he's talking
Yeah,
about Volterra.
yeah. The first one's plastic injected molded. So the first board I got was that Volterra, and from 1985 to 1986, I literally just pushed on my knees. You know, I didn't know anything about skateboarding except for Back to the Future, and in pushing on my knees through the neighborhood, I came across a bunch of teenage guys that were skating somebody's car. They were running up doing acid drops, bonelesses, just all this cool shit. And I was like, I want to do that. And they're like, well, you got to learn how to stand on that thing. You can't be knee pushing. They're telling me like, you're gonna be a goofball if you don't get on that thing.
Yeah.
So I started standing on it, and I just started pushing like they told me to. I didn't have any guidance at that time until I ran into those guys. So I'd say, I don't know, it's hard to remember back then, but still prior to me getting a real professional skateboard, playing around in the neighborhood, I come across another couple of guys skating a launch ramp. And I was just mesmerized. I was watching these guys do judo, Japan, method, stale fishes, 360s, like all this shit off this jump ramp in front of their house. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta get me a good board like these guys. Cause I had destroyed that Volterra, leaving it outside in the rain and, just fucking with it as a kid. I was doing everything else at the same time, bike, baseball, just being a kid.
Yeah.
So in 1986, we had a skate shop in Altamont Springs called Wheels of Florida, and it was roller skates and skateboards. And you walked in this shop, and it was like the holy grail. Every beautiful neon, flashy color on a skateboard in 1986 was on the wall. All the wheels, trucks. And for my birthday, my dad took me there, and I got to pick out everything and build it right there with them. They showed me how to do everything. And my first board was a Vision Mark Gonzalez. That's what I picked out.
Classic.
And I had seen Mark Gonzalez in a Vision video in 1986. We had a little grocery store down the street from my house called Tote and Save, and they rented VHS tapes. And when I would go in there with my mom, I was really into horror movies like Friday 13th, Freddy Krueger, and all that shit. And then I started seeing Public Domain, Search for Animal Chin, Savannah Slamma. All these VHS tapes were popping up. So my mom would rent them for me. All my friends would come over, we'd watch them. And that's really, I think, what fueled the bug, was just being able to see different things on a skateboard and what was happening outside of my world. And we would study those tapes. We would rewind them. We would pause them. We would look at their foot placements and go outside and mimic it and try to learn everything. And all my skating was learned from watching that and going outside and doing it. And one of the biggest motivations I had was in the end of 1986, once I'd been standing up, pushing, skating curbs in front of my house, learning to launch off the ramps with the guys on my Mark Gonzalez, I met Rodney Mullen at our local mall, Lake Square Mall in Leesburg, Florida. We're there, and Rodney Mullen is about to do a demo in the middle of the mall with just these like velvet ropes blocked off in a 20 by 20 area. And what I saw him do in front of my face blew my mind. Like 90 360s on one wheel, just defying gravity. And I became so infatuated with his skills. My next birthday, I got a Rodney Mullen freestyle board. And it was totally different than my Mark Gonzalez. It was smaller. It fit me because I was a small kid my entire life. And I just started street skating on that and learning all these Rodney Mullen tricks. So, really my path starts from street skating and freestyle skating, combining them both at the same time. And then every video that ever came out from like 86 to 96, I was just studying and learning every trick. So, the end of the PAL days before World came in and dominated, you guys were talking about that on the podcast with those ads. Like I was alive and living through all that grocery store down the street from my house. We were there when the magazines came out, Transworld and Thrasher and Slap. They would all come there. And when I was a kid, it was just Transworld and Thrasher. So I can remember I had a clothes, a dresser drawer, and I threw all my clothes out, and it was full of all the magazines I had been collecting over the years. I wish I still had that collection.
Power Edge?
Yep. Yeah. I had Power Edge magazines. So later on, a couple years start going, and I'm just learning every day. Like if I'm any chance I got, I'm on my skateboard. If it's raining, I'm in the house on the skateboard. It's just, it became my life. I quit baseball. I quit any other activity except for skating. I just lived, breathed, and ate it. And then one day I see the video Ban This with Ray Barbie. And then I just fell in love with Ray Barbie and his style and his trick selection. And he was doing what I was doing. He was doing street skating, but freestyle. And that's how I skated, you know, and everybody else around here that skated just did vert or launch ramps. That was it. And I was skating curbs back then. Just, yeah, it gravitated towards me. So you'll see that Ray Barbie from Ban This. I had that board when I was a kid. And then, like I said, when Powell was done and Rocco came in and took over the industry with that Mike V Barnyard deck and bringing the double kick really to existence. You know, Vision had done it, and I had the Vision double kick, but it was a big ass fucking log, and this thing was more skatable. So I got this board at Stone Edge Skate Park on my birthday, you know, 1989. And from there, you know, from like 89, 90, and 91, I was just skating, same thing, watching videos, skating, learning it all. And then Blind Videos Days comes out, you know, Mark Gonzalez, Under the World Crew. And that video changed everything about skateboarding. It even opened my eyes even more to the trick selections, more music, you know, just everything. Like that was the video that really started my style of skating, of just really wanting to skate everything, you know. And I could skate vert, I could skate, you know, mini ramps. You know, I wasn't a vert air skater. I was just a street skater skating a vert ramp like a mini ramp. But I just adapted to anything and everything. So through all these years, you know, I've skated every size board growing up, every single shape growing up. And then you know, after Blind Video Days, it was Plan B, questionable. And that changed the world overnight. You know, those two videos were so groundbreaking for me and everybody. Why
is that? Why do you think those videos made such
because
an impact?
Blind Videos Days or Blind Video Days went from just the basic skate tricks done the best with the best style. And Questionable came out, big pants, small wheels, all of that with tech. That's when tech skating officially started. You know, there was a New Deal 1281. That, you know, you saw more pressure flips in that video than anything. And hell, even H Street videos, you were seeing all that stuff. You know, I can't go without mentioning H Street. I remember seeing Hocus Pocus for the first time over the summer and being blown away by that. You know, Matt Hensley, I loved him. Sal, just Sean Sheffy. I watched all of that turn into life, and then crumble, and everybody go to Plan B. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Questionable, Plan B, that was a turning time of history, and really how world was dominating. It was the peak of world industries and that whole distribution until 93, when Mike and Rick took their own reins and started girl skateboards. And I skated girl skateboards. That's really all I skated ever since, because I really fell in love with Mike Carroll's style, his trick selection, Rick Howard. Both of them together were a powerhouse. And to have a skate company and doing it the way that they did it, it changed the industry like Rocco changed it. You know, it was another a comet that hit Earth in a hard way. But like you said in that podcast, the apocalypse, skateboarding will change, but it'll never go anywhere. You know, it just can't. We don't need anything. All we need is this, and whatever terrain is left outside is a playground for us now. You know. So yeah, the girl days, I was just, that was it. I was skating 7.5 and 7.7 boards, and I was in my tech era. I did everything switch and regular, all the flip tricks, flip in, flip out. And then right around, I would say 98, skateboarding was just dead here in Florida. I was the only one left. Everybody else was gone. I graduated high school in 95, and I came to California. I was in California for almost a year, skating everything that I had seen in those videos. All I wanted to do when I graduated was get the fuck out of here, go to California, and skate the spots that taught me these tricks. And I did. I went, skated them all, did all my tricks there, and came back home. And when I came back home, there was nothing left here. There was no skateboarding. So
Why
for the next,
why do you think the skateboarding died in that period?
maybe because I left. I think I was the only one keeping the flame lit around here. But most of all my friends had either moved away after high school or just started partying earlier. The partying comes with skating. I didn't really get into partying until later in skating, pretty much once everybody left and there was nothing left to do. But so from I would say 1998 to 2001, I always had my board in my car, and it was me by myself for 3 years. And I would just go to an empty parking lot, say at midnight, and I would just run up and down the parking lot doing all the flip tricks. I'd be doing slappies, grinds, board slides on the curbs. I'd wax them up, and then I would just go back to partying. Wouldn't touch my board for a month or two, get back on it, and I still had my skills. I still had my consistency, so I was fine with that. And then one night I was going to meet up with my friend. I was on my motorcycle and I got T-boned, and I got taken out. Pretty much died on the side of the road, and then in a helicopter. Had to get revived in a helicopter, but I got T-boned at 45 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Both my knees exploded right out of my legs, and my whole left arm shattered. This is all metal. I've got a full metal arm, metal knees. My ankles got broken. I was in a full body cast. My whole body was just fucked up. So, yeah, I was in the hospital for months. Too many traumatic stories to tell you about that. That'd be another full podcast just on the hospital. But rehab for that was pretty earth shaking for me mentally, because the entire time I could not get out of my mind that I was never going to be able to skate again. And that's all that I really cared about. Even though I wasn't skating the way that I was skating the last couple of years up to getting hit. But when I got hit, I realized, like, damn, this is the only thing that really makes me happy. And when I do this by myself, I have more fun being by myself and making myself feel good. Like, I need this. And so, yeah, it was drilled in my head. I was told I was never going to walk again.
Wow.
And the doctors told my mom that. I watched my mom cry. And, yeah, it was devastating. I had to see a therapist to make sure I wasn't going to commit suicide before I was let go out of the hospital, which when you're in a hospital for months at a time, it's a prison. It is just a straight up prison.
How old were you when that
I
happened?
was 23 years old. This was in January 11th, 2001.
Wow.
So 1111, yeah, 111111. And this is, you said this earlier, this is episode 38. That's 11 too. So that number has stuck with me since January 11th. It turned from a negative to a positive. But the thing is those 3 years that I wasn't skating like I should have been skating and doing the time, I could have taken it farther. And because of the partying, I probably would have wound up dead earlier if I didn't get hit by that car. I kind of look at it like that. It was like it needed to happen for me to change the route of my existence. The way that I was going, I should have never went that way. I should have just went left, stayed on 4 wheels, not 2 wheels. And
it feels like so many people have that similar story where it's like you're with all your friends, you're skating, you're having a good time. And then as you get a little bit older, then the drinking gets involved and drugs and partying. And then the friends start dissipating. Some of you guys are still skating. Like, I hear that story over and over again. That's my story too.
So I battled alcoholism forever. That, because really that was the only coping pain mechanism that I had um, up till 7 years ago. So this Halloween will be 7 years I've been alcohol free.
Wow,
And
congrats.
it took me that long to just figure it out and quit poisoning myself.
And you've actually become quite, your skating ability based on your story is incredible. How good you skate still.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah,
yeah,
you would
and
never
like
know.
I thank everybody that tells me that, but in my mind,
Yeah,
I know how much more capable I am if I
Mm-hmm.
could just have some lubrication in these fucking knees. You know, I'm sitting on deteriorated cartilage from all the damage. Like most people that got wear and tear on their knees from age is really due to sugar and a lack of lubrication. They still have all their cartilage and they can reverse it. I can't reverse it. My damage was accidental,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been dealing with this. I got served a life sentence of arthritis at 23 years old, and I'm going on year 25
Wow.
of dealing with it, and it's better than the alternative. I can tell you that, and that's why, like in my YouTube videos, my main promotion really isn't skating. It isn't pipe smoking. It isn't lifestyle. It's really no excuses,
Mm-hmm.
because I hear so many people that are younger than me. Oh, well, I wish I could do that. And I can't do that because of this, because of that. It's always an excuse. And it's like, motherfucker, you're throwing your excuses at the wrong person. I don't even want to tell you what I've had to do the things that I love. And I really never get into it. I really never tell anybody my story because one, I'll be sitting there all fucking day shooting my mouth off.
uh-huh.
But it's like most people don't even listen today, anyways. The phone has everybody so
Yeah.
addicted to 2 second information. Nobody can pay attention for more than fucking 2 minutes. So I don't really preach it on anybody. I'm just showing people this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing these things the best that I can at this age, defying gravity in this disease of arthritis.
Right.
And
That's
I've
very
had to quit.
that's super inspirational, by the way, for people to hear that story. I mean, I didn't know it was that gnarly, but I
Yeah,
mean, after to hear that and then to see how you're skating and how you deal with life through all
yeah,
those trials that you challenges is very and it's an inspiring story.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, something I
Well,
love about
people,
your channel too is that, like you just said, you don't preach it, but you show, from
yeah,
morning to night what you're doing. It's
yeah,
like, oh, putting together a little bit of my bone broth. It's like more anti-inflammatory stuff that you're doing.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's
I
stuff
love
I
that about your
have to
channel.
do
Yeah.
because I've gone against my discipline and I've paid the price.
Hmm.
So, and the other thing is that people only get to see what I edit and show them. I don't show them the painful side of what I deal with daily. If like you guys came and stayed the night with me, and you would see my daily routine, what it takes just to get this body cranked up. My mind is just sharp as a razor, but I've got this debilitating fucking body that I got to work at every day and drag along. And there's all these things inside of it just saying, fuck you, and fuck you. We don't feel like doing this. And I got to take this and be like, we're grinding it out no matter what. Fuck you. I don't know how much time I got left in this body. So you're gonna take the beating today, and fucking we'll deal with it tomorrow.
You wake up
So
at war every morning. It's like a
if,
new battle every
oh
day.
yeah,
And then you can
yeah,
get to the end of it, and it shows you can get to the next day, which is incredible.
yeah. So like this morning, my routine is I try to skate Wednesday and Friday mornings, just because somehow on Tuesdays I have to do a full body workout to maintain the structure of this damn thing. My body is built like the Millennium Falcon. It's just junk running on fucking pieces and parts that is high performance. That's it. And I have to kick and beat the shit out of this thing to get it to go sometimes. But like this morning, I had to pick and choose. Okay, am I going to go skate this morning? 30 minutes, get in, get out? Or am I going to save it for tomorrow when the boys are going to meet up at a new park that none of us have skated? That energy is going to be incredible. I want my body to be fully prepared for that so I can expend, all my energy there. Because if I would have skated this morning, then I'm only going to be half staffed tomorrow, because my body's still recovering. And
what's your workout routine look like when you do that workout, just to keep your
so it's 30 minutes, and I do heavy weight, low reps. So I do 5 to 6 reps, slow motion, to failure. And it's all breath work. I don't break a sweat during the entire thing. Barely, barely. It's all mind over matter. And like, you wouldn't believe it. I'm the same size as Donald. Our build is the same size, but I know you're not bench pressing 300 pounds. I can push 300 pounds in slow motion, controlled. Yeah. I've got but I've been spending the last couple of years building the muscle fibers without cheating. I took TRT for the first couple of years, testosterone replacement therapy, for anybody that doesn't know, because when I hit 40, it was like my testosterone level had plummeted. It was like at 180, and I was just depressed, just going through life at 40. And I got on TRT, boosted it back up. But then after 2 years of playing and adjusting the levels and getting to find my perfect number, I realized that this is only temporary. It's not doing anything permanently for me. It's a manual override on parts of my system. And when you're an engineer and a mechanic, you understand that those overrides are only going to last so long. You better fix this shit. So I got cold turkey off the TRT. This would have been St. Patty's Day of 2022. I quit cold turkey. Yeah, I remember all these dates because I quit weed this year, March 25th. So, and that's what I was using for pain management, just to help me get lubed up in the morning, which it worked. It gets me cranked up. It's like putting Slick 50 in your old engine. But as the years have gone by, I went from smoking 1 blunt a day to 6 blunts a day to keep this body moving in the direction I wanted to go. And it was just costing me money, costing me time. And I just came to the realization that this is a fucking waste. It's just like TRT. It's not doing anything permanently. It's temporary. So cold turkey quit. And today is the first time I'm completely 100% sober from all stimulants. And I'm not going to say that I feel the best that I've ever felt, but I do feel good. Mentally, I feel great. My body is dragging behind. It takes me 24 to 48 hours to recover after a hard skate session, which, because of all these injuries, they're constantly catching up. I'm never ahead. I'm never ahead on the body. And it's like, with what I've experienced, I could walk outside and check the mail and get hit by a fucking car and die. I'm not taking that chance of using an excuse of, oh, my knees hurt today. Well, my knees hurt every fucking day, I'm just going to get on my bike and fucking grind up the scar tissue, build some lubrication, and go do it, I would say somebody told me I was the David Goggins of skateboarding, but it's like, yeah, I don't go around telling people you're fucked in the head and fuck you and all this stuff. Like, I don't care what people do. And I don't care what people think that I do. I'm to the point of my life where everything I do is for me and how I do it. When people suggest how I do me, I just laugh. It's like, okay, well, just because you mentioned that, I'm not going to be doing it. It just goes against all my authority. You
don't have to yell at the top of the world to be an inspiration. You just show it. Yeah, that'd
be
funny
just
though,
show
if you
it.
went on a skateboard and did a David Goggins style video, just yelling at people.
Well, when I come and visit you guys, we'll do it.
Yeah,
you got
do that. Sure.
Yeah, we'll get like the cranberry juice commercial style, and just start yelling at people going down the road, doing a Marty McFly holding on to your car.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we got 10 minutes left in the Zoom because we don't have the upgrade.
Yeah, we're only on a 40-minute discipline here.
Yeah, for sure.
7 minutes actually.
Yeah, so
I wanted to mention that Dagner is the first. We're going to be testing a new affiliate program, and Dagner will be if anyone's out there, Dagner has a code, a coupon code that gets a discount, and also we want to. I think this is our way of testing this to where we can have skaters actually benefit more than just getting like trucks or whatever. They can actually be part of the company by they give, like Dagner's given us a lot of feedback, which has been really helpful for me, and we're using that feedback to keep improving the product. And so now he actually will be part of our team in terms of being able to get these products. He'll be one of the he's the first affiliate that you can get trucks from other than Grind King.
Yeah.
So
Dagner Pipes 10.
Yeah,
Dagner Pipes 10.
Please support Jayson because he you can see his passion runs deep and he's totally legit.
You want to talk about passion running deep? Yeah, you motherfuckers calling me out. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely changed me. You converted me. And, I've told people this, when they see me at the park or anywhere I'm at, they're like, are those Grind Kings? I had those when I was a kid. And I tell them, I'm like, well, that's awesome. I was like, this is actually in my life, my first time skating Grind King trucks is the lockers. I never had them. I only had the inverted kingpin in the 80s, late 80s and early 90s. My Ray Barbie had indies with Grind King inverted kingpins on it, And
we won't make you get a El Grind King tattoo. You can keep that.
Oh, I'll get one. I'll put it right above the independent one. Smoking a pipe. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
but
it's funny because I had a Ray Barbie with the indies with the Grind King kingpin too.
Yeah, I saw yours. You got the wood stain one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I had bridge bolts on mine, not U bolts. Yeah, I had the OGs.
Yeah, okay, good, thanks.
So you know why we used to use the bridge bolts? Honestly, I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, but because they stuck up slightly, we believed in our minds that they helped us ollie higher. That they snagged our shoe.
On the shoe.
Yep. And we loved them.
Yeah, the people used to tell me that, and then later, because they were really popular at one point, and then people started saying they felt like their shoelaces were untied because when they stepped on them.
Loosened up
the
shoe
so all
a
of
little
a sudden
bit.
it became not cool to have them for some reason.
Yeah.
People keep asking for them back though. I keep hearing bridge bolts. Yeah. Bring back bridge bolts. But
maybe, huh?
Everything in skateboard kind of goes around in circles. You have to just time it right. So
yeah.
I
would definitely probably put them on some of my older boards, like my Danny Sargent. I remember I had bridge bolts on it.
How many boards do you have? You have like a nice collection.
So let me tell you.
That's part of them. Yeah. Oh yeah. There. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a museum over there.
So.
Damn. Wow.
Ryan, how much time do we have?
We got 3 minutes.
Do you want to call me back?
I don't know if they'll let us go through a whole thing because it's. I think we
can do another one. Let's do another one.
We'll do another one another time.
Okay.
Part 2. But
yes.
Why you? What you going to show us the rest of your? You have more than that.
Here's the thing. Well, I need probably another 10 minutes to explain it. But yeah, these boards, Mark Gonzalez, Danny Sargent, Henry Sanchez, Mike Carroll, these boards evolved my skateboarding through shapes and time and the evolution of it. So basically it took me 10 years to recover after that motorcycle accident before I could step on a skateboard again. And so for the following 10 years, I went back mentally skating 8.125 Girl Geo26 Indy 139s and Spitfire 50 mil wheels with bone Swiss. That's all I skated for 10 years. And I got back every regular trick and switch trick after that accident. And I got to the point to where I started not loving skateboarding anymore because it was too easy for me. And that's when the quiver started. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to hang up the 812. I'm going to go back to the first board that I skated. So that's why that board's there. I built that Volterra.
Oh wow.
I built that Mark Gonzalez to bring back my childhood and do all these tricks I've learned on these boards. So every board in this house, I've done every trick that I can do on all of them, every size, every shape. That's why when you get these skaters that are just like, oh, I only got one setup and I can only do it on this. You're fucking crazy. It's all in your mind. If you can do it on one board, you can do it on all of them. And I proved that to myself over the last decade. So since 2016, I have not skated at 8.12 at all. I've skated every other size. Mm-hmm. And I never skate the same board 2 days in a row. It's against my religion now.
We've noticed.
Yeah. Now, if I do, I'll go a day between and make sure I skate something else. So I never get comfortable. You know, that's my thing is like, if I get too comfortable, I get bored.
Yeah, well, it makes it interesting. It's interesting seeing how you set up all your stuff. And
yeah, no two are the same. They're all different. And one slight adjustment or another, and I can feel it all. And that's the thing.
Being that we only have less than
a minute,
I want to wrap it up, but I want to say, well, let's make next time you're on, we'll invite you back, and let's start where we left off on the boards.
Yeah,
let's go through the whole. There's a whole other story there that I think you could share with everybody.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah.
right before it ends, I know a lot of our audience, obviously, are probably some of your audience too. But where can we find you? Where can we purchase some actual Dagner pipes, and give a shout out to everything that you do so people can find you?
So my YouTube channel is Jayson Dagner or Dagner Pipes, or I have Dagner Performance. I got 3 YouTube channels.
Okay.
Just type in Jayson Dagner, it'll all come up.
Yeah.
I've got Instagram, Dagner Pipes. There is a Facebook that I'm not active on, Dagner Pipes.
Well, we lost Jayson, so we'll put the links.
We'll put the links up.
Put the links on there,
and we'll have a part 2.
Yeah,
really
there'll
soon.
be a part 2.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that.
So Jason's not here, but thank you, Jayson.
Yeah,
yeah,
Jayson.
we're still working this out. So this will, as we have guests on, it's gonna get cleaner.
Yeah.
Hit that like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Hit that like and subscribe.